Konnichiwa, and welcome to the 299th podcast of the NC Rowan County Anime Group. My name is Robert Cloud, currently the president of the group. Today we're filming with a very special camera, and I'm testing it out and hope that everything works out with this camera the way I'm planning it to. By the way, this will be our last podcast for the fiscal year of 2011. The next time I'm going to be podcasting the 300 NC Rowan County Anime Group podcast will be at Ichiban Con. Now, I'm going to go into this podcast a little bit and tell you a little history with me and Ichiban Con. I first went to that convention at Wolf Lodge in 2010, and I had sent letters and stuff beforehand, but you know, the internet can be quite funny at times. People don't usually get the letters, or something happens and they don't know, well, who is this person? So when I went to Ichiban Con, I went up and I said, I would like to volunteer for a panel. And sure enough, they had the panel open for me. It wasn't one that I requested, but they were going to give me a chance to prove myself, and they did quiz me a little bit, which was a very smart move. You don't want to have an idiot go up and do a panel at your convention that they don't know nothing about anime. So my panel was what was the anime you never even heard of, you know, that was kind of weird. I was supposed to have volunteers to help me. When it came time to the convention for that panel, I went into the room, no volunteers, so I just took control of the panel and just ran it myself. After I got done, I got a round of applause because I tried to tell people who I was, tried to give them as much information that I thought that I could possibly give them, and I did very well. I remember that was the first time I used a quote that I've used many times at other conventions. See, to give you a bit more background about myself, I'm a bit of a science fiction fan. Back in the past, in the 80s, I was at a convention called Magnus Opus Con, which I've told you many times before in previous podcasts, and I used to do panels at that convention as well on Doctor Who and British science fiction. I do know quite a bit about the Andromeda Breakthrough. A is for Andromeda. Well, at first it was A for Andromeda, the Andromeda Breakthrough. I know about the Knights of God. I know about Blake 7. I know about Time Slip. I know about Doom Watch. And also to, see which one? Space Bets, which is a children's show. So, me and conventions, well, like I said, done plenty of them in my time. Been going since 1981. The first convention I went to was the Heroes Convention. But enough about that. Now, the first panel that I'm going to be doing at Ichiban Con will be on Thursday. It will be in panel room 1 at 6 o'clock Thursday. It's called, What is Your Anime Group Doing These Days? I want to make this personally known to all leaders of any anime group that is going to be attending Ichiban Con that you are invited to join me at that panel. That panel was set up, especially I wanted to get all the people who were responsible leaders to come and tell us what your group is doing. And I'll be telling what my group is going to be doing for the next few months, but what about the rest of you? I'd be kind of curious to see who will show up at that panel and join me in talking about what their group is actually doing. And like I said, that will be in panel room 2 at 6 p.m. Thursday. Now, Friday, I'm supposed to do a panel at 12 p.m. in panel room 1 called Gonzo Rocks. Now, this is going to be a history of Gonzo Studios, and we're going to talk about all the Gonzo titles that have been out and try to give a history line of Gonzo. Now, Saturday in panel room 2, which will be my next panel, we're going to do America in Anime, 1960s to today, which we're hopefully going to try to go through the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and talk about different animes that came out during the time here in the United States, and try to give a rough overview of what the timeline is. Then Sunday, I'm proud to announce that once again I will be doing a panel called Christianity in Anime. That will also be in panel room 1 at 9 a.m. and I hope that you come by and join it. The first time I did that panel, I dedicated it to the memory of my late mentor, Sam Granger, and because Sam had worked on the Superbook. Then right afterwards at 10 a.m. I will be and panel room 1, I will be doing what do you like about J-pop music. And what I'm going to do is try to get 3 or maybe 4 separate little songs, and we'll show these songs, and then we're going to take about 15 minutes for each song and try to give you some background, allow you to ask questions about the J-pop singers, and that will be that panel. Now, let me explain something about Ichiban Con. There have been many times that somebody would come up and say, hey, got an idea for a panel, and they didn't show up. And so I may be doing a lot of filler in. That does happen quite a bit at conventions like that. So like I said, this is our last podcast for this fiscal year, and I do wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thank you for taking the time to watch this podcast. We tried this year to show you many different things in Rowan County, like the 100th anniversary of the Rowan Public Library celebration. We tried to show you things about Baccalaureate, the Japanese Culture Festival, and also to Ichiban Con 2 and Carolina Comic Book Day. Well, thank you very much, and may you have a very good day. Goodbye.